Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cat's Cottage. I'm fixing to get me a cup of coffee right here. Here we go. And let me see, I done did some dripping here. Okay. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. Oh, it's the heat going down my throat that's the thing. Okay. I'm going to come in here and we're going to sit down. I'm going to sit down. Hope everything is good with everybody. And I'm glad I brought back some memories of your Christmases. I like that. I like that. And anyway, somebody asked me what did I get that Christmas with that pink tree. Uh, hmm, I'm sure I must have got something, but I don't know what it was. But I do remember some other Christmases there. We were going to have my grandmother came, uh, and we were going to have. She's another story. Tell you some things about her, but um, anyway, my mind's gone dead. When I thought of her, it just kind of blew my mind. But yeah, we were going to have a family picture taken. That's where I was going with that. And so me and my sister ran in the house real quick, told them, hold up, ran in the house real quick, and we got our little dolls. It wasn't but about that high, and it wasn't particular any kind of doll. It wasn't a baby doll. It was just a little doll with a little dress on and maybe some rubber shoes on it or something. I don't know. But yeah. And I was so proud of that little doll. I'll tell you the doll that I was really proud of. And when Mama and Daddy would go to the dime store, Five and Dime, uh, I'd beg to go because there was one thing I wanted to find. Each time, I wanted to find the Barbie. Now, y'all will recall, and some of you that collect them or have seen them, it's the first original Barbie with the black and white striped bathing suit on. And she was just in a pack. She's like 59 cents. And that 59 cents was a lot. You know, I could go and I could look at the doll, but I couldn't have her. She was in a, you didn't get to touch her or feel her. She was in a cover, thing. But yeah, I just wanted to see her. And anyway, but my Christmas gift was usually, uh, it was usually something I could use, and mostly underwear. Every year it was underwear. Besides that one doll that I remember. But anyway, my older sister, she was 3 years older than me, and although I was her size or bigger, I was a bigger girl. Uh, I wasn't fat or anything. I was a little bony kid, but we were the same size. We wore the same thing. And she got blue and I got pink. And to this day, if my sister was sitting here and somebody told us, hey, Linda, I'll give you blue, and Kathleen, you get pink. Oh, okay, yeah. I'd go along with that. Yeah. But when you're a kid and you always get pink, pink everything. And she gets blue. And blue was actually was my favorite color. And I'd even ask her if she would trade. And then Mom would say, no, no. when I wash the clothes, I got to separate them, and I got to give her, like we had a separate bedroom or something. I don't know where she kept her underwear. I can't even imagine. I had a drawer. I guess I had a drawer and she had a drawer because I remember having a drawer. Those big old dressers. Excuse me. Those big old dressers that have those big, big old wide fronts. Well, when you're a kid, everything's big, like that Christmas tree I was telling you about. It was probably a little old 4-foot tree, but to me, I mean, it was up there. But anyway, I got the blue underwear, and she got the. Uh, no, I didn't get the blue. I got the pink. She got the blue. Let me get the story straight. Anyway, and this is how my mother. Let me use this. This is how my mother always wrapped my gift. She rolled them up like that. They didn't come like that. They'd come. They were separate, but she'd roll them up, and that's how she saved paper. And she wrapped it up like that. And then now this might bring back memory. I don't know, but the end of it was twisted like that. Looked like a piece of candy nowadays, the way it was wrapped. Just twisted here, twisted here. There was no ribbon or anything. And that's what you got. You got a roll that looked like a giant piece of candy. But anyway, um, that's what I got. Um, that was my gift. And then I didn't have a grandma growing up really. I had the other grandma I was telling you about, but she lived in Houston, Texas, and Daddy'd go and get her once in a while, and I'm sure it was to his regret that he did. Um, but he'd go and get her once in a while and bring her to our house. And see, I thought of her again, and my mind went blank. I mean, the lady really disturbed my childhood, I'd say. But if I think about it and I say what she did, I just laugh about it. I think, well, so what. But as a child, it really disturbed me, the way she was and what she did. Anyway, I got the pink and my sister got the blue. And so because I wanted the pink, Mama would, you're just jealous. You're jealous of her. You're jealous. You're jealous. You want her underwear. And I'm like, no, I'm not jealous. We just like to change. No, I can't do that. I can't sort it out. I can't sort it out. And of course, that's the way it was. I couldn't, you weren't going to change my mother's mind. No. But anyway, that was what I got. And when I moved to Alabama, Texas, Alabama, I hated with a passion. I thought my life was over. Moved down there to uh, Mobile first. We moved into Mobile first, and I went to Mobile High School. And I hated it. The water there, it wasn't the beach. It was bay water. In Mobile, it's bay water. It was sweet. I mean, in the water when you go swimming, it was sweet water, and I hated it. And you couldn't see through it or something. I didn't know. I didn't like it. And of course, later we moved on down toward Dauphin Island, a little area between Dauphin Island and Mobile, and it was called Bellefontaine. It was that original French settlement that was way back. The French settlement settled there, and of course, they changed the name now, but it was Bellefontaine. And we moved there, and there was a beach, but the water still wasn't quite as salty. I'd go down as a teenager, go down on the beach and stay. I'd stay down there all day. But by myself, we was in the middle of nowhere down there. But anyway, Uh, met my grandmother, my mother's mother. And this is how we got to Mobile. She said, well, now, your mother has passed. The main one. The main one has passed. Her first name was Rena. She was a Rena Lot. Uh, anyway, well, it was Serena. Serena was her name. Serena. And we moved down there, and I had met in Mobile was my mother's mother, and her first name was Irene. Um, Inlow. She was of the Dutch and the Norwegian that came over. She had real pale blue eyes, and my Christmas present from her, the first Christmas and every Christmas after that, was a bag of fruit. Fruit meaning oranges, oranges, maybe an apple, and peppermint, uh, canes in there, and then nuts, pecan nuts. So every and I thought this is disgusting. That's just I thought, is that the best you can do? I mean, she was wealthy. She was really wealthy, but she considered it as a, a Christmas present that you should get. That's what it was. It wasn't one that, gosh, I need to give this young girl, maybe I'll give her a sweater or something like that. She's looking like a rag. Uh, maybe I can give her something, But no, it was this bag of a couple oranges, an apple, peppermint, and some nuts. So that's what I got. It was a see-through bag. It was always see-through, and you could see it. Uh, but that was my gift. And my sisters. Let's see, how many were there? At the time, there was 7 kids. The oldest one had married and left. No, wait a minute. I got it wrong. 3 brothers left, were married and gone, and an older sister. So that only left 3 of us. Me, I was the oldest at the time then, and then my 2 little sisters. So, but yeah, there we were, and I can remember taking the bag and putting it up in the back windshield of the car. Put it up there, and I just told her how it was wonderful. Yeah, I really like that. I must have showed really the feelings that I didn't, but she didn't care. That's what I deserved for Christmas. And in our yard, we had orange trees. Pecan trees were seasonal, and we would go and gather those up. So that wasn't anything uh, that was unusual. Now the peppermint, that was good. There was no peppermint around, but it was. My daddy always bought this big log. Y'all may remember getting it in a box, and it was a big log of peppermint. And he'd take the hammer and bust it up, and y'all kids can have, you know, anything you want there. And, of course, back then you didn't greed up. You didn't go, oh, yeah, let me stuff these in my. You just took a piece, a broken piece, and you moved on. You didn't, because we knew it would be that offer would not have been kept going. Get what you want. That was just talk. That wasn't real. But anyway, um, that's what I remember about her with the Christmas. Um, there's a lot of things I remember about her, but I don't think I'll talk about them here. She was a nice lady, wealthy, must have grew up struggling. I know her Daddy lost everything that he had invested a lot in the stock market, and he lost it all. They lost it all. But I remember some of the old pictures and things. She lived in a pretty fancy house, and he was a shoemaker, and he made good money. And but yeah, he lost everything. So she lost her fortune, which made her go frugal. Everything was frugal with her. But like she'd take the dish soap and she'd put water in that. I was going to wash her dishes, and she fussed it. Oh no, no, wait! I hadn't fixed that bottle yet. It was a bottle of Yellow Joy. I remember it. Oh no, I hadn't fixed that bottle yet. And I thought, well, let me wait and see what she's going to do. And she added water in it. She loaded it. She took the soap, most of the soap out, and loaded it with water. She said, "This is and I thought, well, you know, how do you get any soap in the water? The big sink of water. If you're going to add water." But that's what she was. No, you don't do that. But anyway, she became frugal after growing up and lost everything. But anyhow, um, what was that yesterday? I thought that was nice. Y'all gave me some of your memories, and it kind of brought back some of my memories. Um, I did a lot of biking too when I was young. We all did, and I rode my brother's bikes. They were big old bikes, tall. I don't know if y'all remember the English Racer. Oh, one of my brothers had one of those, the English Racer, and I don't know how they got it. You know, I really don't. I do remember a lot of things being dumped at our house. People would drive by and throw things out, and it's hurt. That was hurtful. They just throw it out the car real quick and drive away real fast. That was hurtful. If you could have stopped and said, "Hey there, could one of your kids use this bike, or could any of your kids wear these clothes? Um, I don't want to throw them in the garbage." That would have been wonderful. But no, no. My memory has me walking around the house. I was coming from the back and walking around, 7 or 8 years old maybe. And that's when we lived in Seabrook, Texas. And I saw one of my friends in school. Uh, she got out, run around to the back of the trunk of the car, and got the box and threw it. And we had a large ditch in front of our house, you know, and that's the way they did a lot back then. They had big ditches instead of drains and all that. They just had big ditches, along the property. And she just pitched the clothes, and you know, she got caught by me. Of course, I didn't say anything. I just stood there staring. And I never wore any of those clothes to school. I made sure I never wore them. Now my sister did because she wasn't friends with her, but I never wore them. Didn't want to do that. But anyway, let me get a little coffee before this gets cold. But I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I yesterday, I made soup, and I never saw my husband eat so much soup. Um, he he was loving it, he said, but I, I probably was tired of soup. That's probably what it was. And but anyway, All that's gone. I think I might have a serving left. I put it in the refrigerator for him, but I don't know what I'll cook today. I don't want to be big. When you get older, you're not big on. You don't weigh out a big thing of food. At least I don't. Uh, if I like say I do have some sweet potatoes in the refrigerator, so I might get. They're pretty large. I might get those out and you know put a little something with it. Not much, but really, in all honesty, you don't need a lot of food. You don't you don't need a lot of food, and we think we need 3 meals a day. And let me have green. I gotta have the green. I gotta have the meat. I gotta have this and that. You don't. You really don't. And I was that way when I was younger. You know, my oldest sister, uh, the one next to me, 3 years older. And that's a story in itself. I knew she was older than me, but gosh, I don't know how it got turned around. But anyway, I remember being at her house, and she was serving lima beans. She had 3 boys, 3 young boys, and I had 3 young girls. And I wasn't eating there. I just stopped off to visit, and I didn't want to eat there. And so she said, "Well, I've got to, we've got to eat." I said, "Sure, yeah, sure. I don't, we're not eating." So anyway, she served lima beans, and that was all. And I said, that's all y'all gonna eat is lima beans?" And she said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, do you need some help?" And she was like, "Well, no, we only eat one thing." And I thought, "Oh my God, one thing." See, I was that way. I thought, oh, everything had to be all laid out, but you really don't. You really don't. So I don't know. I'm talking goofy now, I guess. But anyway, I was supposed to get a little colder. It's been real warm, and that's our typical weather. There's nothing different about our weather. Uh, I think on television they like to exaggerate the weather, like, and then exaggerate everything. Everything is dangerous. Everything is an alert. I mean, the news, but that thing flashes around, alert, 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 and you listen to the news, and it's not anything. It's something about somebody, and it's just not that. It's not an alert, and and they're making such a big to do about that young man that shot that CEO um, for the health care. Okay, there's been a murder. You caught him. That's enough. Go somewhere else. There's a lot of people that have been killed and murdered. If I turn on the TV, I'll hear you're in Memphis, and that's why I don't live directly into the town of Memphis. The crime is just unbelievable, and it's and I'll say it's mostly black on black, and in my mind, that's their business. You know, they want to argue, they want to fight. Stay away from them. Just like if you thought if you lived in go to an area that's full of white rednecks, stay away from them. You know, don't go down in there because you might not come out of the road. But anyway, I don't know where I'm going with all this. Oh, I was saying what's on the news is alert, or it's a emergency. Oh, what the funniest thing I watch, and I don't want to take nothing away from California, but my gosh, do they overreact? They overreact. One thing, when they had the tsunami warning, what'd they do? They got in their cars and they didn't go. They said they went up the hill, we go up the hill. And I thought, well, what do they think we are in Japan here? We can't go a hill. There ain't no hill. You can't find a hill. gave out warnings and knocked on people's doors. Go up high, go to the hills. There's no hills. There was no hills there where these people were at. They were against the beach and everything. There's no hills. And I thought, what are they talking about for those people? Well, they got in their cars and they drove up to their what they call a hill, which was right there by the water, and they got out of their cars and they all positioned themselves to watch it. They didn't know what it was going to be, how strong it was going to be, and they got up there and watched it. And when they called it off, they got back in their cars. And they didn't have anything in their cars. They didn't bring food. They didn't bring nothing. It was just a show. So if I could see that if it was really going to be bad, there would be a million people killed. It was unbelievable how they just watched the show. I don't know. They overreact. Okay, now here's the one that was on yesterday. Heathrow Airport. Well, I don't take the plane, and I'm sure that's important to some people, but it's not an emergency news that planes have trouble landing. It was a wind shear, and the planes were having a little trouble landing, and they showed one by one. Well, they'd have to circle back around and come back. But this was an emergency. Why is that even in the news? That's the airport's business. That's the airport's problem. You know, I don't know. I don't know. We make everything now an emergency, serious, and we just pick and pick and pick at people. You know, they pick like that young man that shot the guy in the back. Now, they picked at him to death till he started getting mad and screaming and hollering. Then when he did that, they all got excited and they wanted to photograph him and film him more. Let's get him to holler and let's slam him up on the wall. Let's get some excitement going here. This is boring. Okay, you caught the guy at McDonald's. A McDonald's customer sitting in there, an older man, happened to recognize him because he was obsessed with the news and he had the man's face memorized, and he calls the police. The police come in there. The young man, oh, I caught him, I got him, and then you know how they all stand up and talk about what happened, let everybody know what happened, the capture and all that. Well, they got this young policeman talking about how he captured him. Well, the guy was sitting in McDonald's eating on his laptop. You didn't capture him. You just picked him up. And you didn't find him. The old man in the McDonald's found him. They don't tell the story correctly. They want to sensationalize. Oh, this young policeman been on 6 months. Oh yeah, he's a hero. He's a hero. We're probably gonna give him an award. I think I don't know, maybe y'all disagree with me. I don't know. I think they're just out of whack. Things aren't an emergency. Not all different weather is an emergency. We have a heavy rainstorm here. That's not an emergency. We happen to get some early snow or snow that doesn't come when it's supposed to. That's not an emergency. Maybe people don't know how to drive in it, but that's not an emergency. That's not an alert. But I guess I seem to be talking about news here this morning, letting my coffee get cold. But anyway, you know how you look at one thing and they'll send you more of the same? Well, they've sent me another framed picture here of little tiny trees. I can imagine how they set that up for you for them to film. Maybe they go to Hobby Lobby, get them some little bulbs and some little trees and set them all up. and fade out a background, and then now the snow is probably AI generated because it's so even and perfect. So, but the picture itself is probably one they set up. Um, but anyway, it's pretty. I shouldn't complain. I remember the day when we didn't have any screensavers, and if you didn't find anything on your little 3 to 5 channels, you turned it off. You didn't keep looking at it. But anyway, I guess that's nice. Um, I don't know if I'll go shopping today or not. I'd like to. I'm trying to be real selective in what I pick up. Um, doesn't seem to be much antique there. I think the antique gets hit before. I mean, I think these hawkers look it up and see what's there or know what's there. They go the day before, see what's there, and they come back the next day on the discount day and get it for a cheaper price. But I don't mean to go over there on the sale. I really don't, because it's a lot of people. When you put a lot of people somewhere like that in a little building, there could be something bad go down. But anyway, I just wanted to say hello to everybody, and it looks like, let me pull this up so I can see. Yeah, I've gone over to 31 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it off now so I can load it. I think it's about 4. Is that 4 o'clock? I got a lot of clock. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock now. So 31 minutes. I must have got up at 3. So I got up at 3 o'clock to fix the coffee and set this camera up here. But anyway, I wish y'all the best, and thank you so much for those comments. That's your Christmas. I hope I've brought good memories, not bad. I have good and bad. Um, but yeah, y'all have a wonderful day. And thank you so much for subscribing and being a part of, I don't know what this is. Maybe this has a name. I don't know. Old lady rambling. I don't know. But anyway, y'all have a great day, and I'll talk again to you. Bye bye.